Hello and welcome to the Heat with Keats. It's your host Nikita Russell. How are you guys doing today? This is another one of our very interesting episodes. We have a very special guest that came today. Everybody, Murk.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Thanks for having me on.
Yes. So you came from the East End. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. So
Of
first,
course.
just tell us a little bit about yourself and tell the viewers what you do and what you're about.
Yeah, my name is Murk. I rap, produce, I take some film photos occasionally, but just all around creative.
Nice.
And yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So I actually saw you perform a couple of times at the Rome sessions. So that's how we got acquainted.
Yes.
Your performances are pretty extravagant. You have a lot of good
Thank you.
energy. You move around. You get the crowd going. First of all, what started you in music and what inspired you the most?
Okay. I want to say that my first exposure to music had to be just being at home because my brother was also a producer.
Nice.
So I'd be like maybe 5, 6, and he has this whole setup in the basement. So I'm just
Oh,
hear all this
nice.
like loud 808s from the basement, and like my mom's like, "You can't go down there." So that was kind of
Really?
like, yeah. So that was kind of like my intro to music. But
Yeah.
I guess I kind of found it on my own later on. Just my influences, just Tyler the Creator, like my number one influence of all time, got me into production more than music, like the skate life as well.
Okay.
But yeah,
The
that's
whole culture, right?
yeah, it's the whole thing. So that was my real intro to music.
Yeah, so when we first saw you live, you were one of the early performers. Sorry, my cats are fighting.
Oh, that's 3.
So when we saw you performing, what stood out to me was, oh, this guy's definitely, like a Kanye fan, Tyler the Creator. I can see that going.
For sure.
But it was very like unique compared to the rest of the performers. And that's why I appreciated it a lot. So what would you say like drives you the most to perform the way that you do? And like how did you develop your character to do that?
It's definitely the confidence of, being at home and before performing or even being out in a environment like a Rome God show or an open mic, I'd be just tucked away in my room, just creating, maybe just dishing out little links here and there on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
Not really being part of a community. And so once I actually got into those spaces, I really wanted to put on for the stuff that I was creating at home. So why wouldn't you just go entirely ham? Like even if I choked on stage, it's like nobody really realizes that because I just keep the energy going.
Oh,
So, yeah,
definitely.
that's really-
That's the whole beauty of it,
Yeah,
for
you know?
sure. So you mentioned that your older brother was producing and mixing and doing stuff like that. Is he in music right now too, or did he help you get into this? Is he like one of your big role models in this?
He's given me tips here and there, but I've mainly just been on the internet, just figuring it out for myself.
Exactly. Okay.
I guess a bit of wanting to be independent and
Yeah.
not really relying on my older brother to show me the ropes.
No, yeah,
but,
for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
But himself, he's not that into music. He's definitely still producing as well. But he has a family now and he's more focused on that.
Yeah,
And
maturity.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you would hear like, different sounds and beat production going on in your home. How old were you when that was happening?
I want to say I was anywhere from like 5, 6, 7 years old.
Wow, really
Yeah.
young, like toddler age,
Yeah, like that.
developmental age.
Yeah, definitely. And so, yeah, my mom was like, yeah, you can't go down there, can't mess with any of the equipment, But FL Studio was always on my computer, like the family computer. So
Oh, wow.
I would like mess around, but obviously not really knowing what I'm doing
Yeah,
until later on finding it again. But yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, that's great. So what would you say is the best thing for you to do to prepare for a show mentally?
Mentally, honestly, my ritual is kind of crazy. Like anybody that's performed with me, they realize that I'll disappear like 5 minutes before I get on stage,
Really?
just to like listen to my song in my like off my phone, just to like I'll be pacing back and forth. That's something that I find I do like every single time that I perform.
Yeah, I will. I never noticed it. I don't think. I didn't think that.
So that is the little moment in time where I get a little bit nervous, and so I gotta just
Okay.
disappear for a bit.
All right. Okay.
yeah.
Mentally, like psychologically, remove yourself. Go back into who Val Murk is.
Exactly.
The mind of Val Murk. So, when you're preparing for a show and you're, writing your music and you're producing, would you say that you look forward to the performing, or do you find that you're more you have more pleasure with like the production side of things? Like, what do you prefer to do more?
Right. I mean, when creating, I'll definitely keep the live performance in mind of the energy and even things that would be easy for the crowd to interact with in my music. But that's not the main focus. I'd obviously more tuned into just creating anything and seeing where it goes.
And seeing where it takes you.
Honestly, yeah.
That's really good. What has been your most favorite performance so far, and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. Sheesh. Over the past year, and I've only really been performing for like a year and a half, but over that time period, I have to say my headliner at OBJX at Open Concepts.
Nice.
Yeah,
I know of them. And why is that?
Just because like we really turned it up, we did this thing where I climbed to the very top of the venue and was kind of I was looking down at everybody. It was like on some like rock star.
Do you
shit.
have footage? Do you have footage of that?
Oh yeah, it's on my Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, you want to send that to us so we can put it on the post edit for the viewers? Because that's cool.
Definitely.
reminds me of like some Travis Scott.
Yeah,
like
Travis Scott. That's definitely.
That's amazing. How did you feel? Explain to the audience, like, because see, the thing is, a lot of the people that are watching and a lot of the younger people that want to get into music, they have not experienced the adrenaline of being in front of a crowd and having people look at you and judge your every move and, try to sing to the words of your lyrics. How would you explain the adrenaline of being a musician to a young person that wants to get into it?
Yo, it's like nothing you've ever experienced. Honestly, it's different. It's a different type of time, especially when people are like they're familiar with your songs, and so they know they're singing along, and it's a different type of energy. Like I've always grown up watching this on all my idols do that, and for that to be the case for something that I created, it's like I'm really living the dream for real. And
definitely. We're definitely blessed in Toronto to be able to perform. What's your thoughts on the Toronto music scene coming from the artist side of things?
From the artist side of things, honestly, from someone not in the artist community, you'd probably just look at it like just a Toronto hoodman drill scene. That's kind of what Toronto's known for from, I guess, the outside.
There's layers.
Looking in. But from the inside, there's a lot of dope talented artists and individuals that are, their styles really range, and it's really dope being able to create and really be in spaces where we all know each other and we're all growing at the exact same time. It's really dope.
Definitely. And I'll say this because I think I touched base on this in a previous episode, is that the infrastructure for the Toronto music scene is pretty new. So, we're not like New York or like Atlanta or LA. Like we're like a baby city. We're new. So we're scratching the surface and we're uncovering what we're good at. And we have some of the world's greatest artists like The Weeknd and Justin Bieber and Drake. So there are a lot of avenues for artists to take, especially
definitely.
artists, like yourself that are trying to write, do production, get into performing live. When you're writing your music, can you take us like briefly through the process of what that's like for you? Do you get a feeling? Do you think of an emotion? Do you think of an interaction with someone? How do you get into the writing process?
When I'm writing, a lot of times before I even create, I have to live, I have to experience life, and I spent a lot of time telling fictional stories, but I'm at a point where if I'm creating, it has to be, not has to, but a lot of the time it's kind of like a check-in on where I am currently in my life, And my entire project is just that. It's a heartbreak album for real, for real.
Is it a
So
heartbreak album?
yeah, oh yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, or do you want them to wait for the record? Just tell
Oh no,
tell
yeah,
us
yeah,
a bit about that.
yeah. No, my album Debris. It's definitely a it's like journal entries over the past 4 years,
Amazing.
sort of thing.
Wow.
And I kind of burned it down to the best 14 things that I created.
Okay.
But creating it, a lot of times these are real emotions that I'm feeling, and I'm just putting it into my music. And I've been told a lot of times that it's not what I'm saying, but it's the way that I express it that makes it more relatable to other people, because a lot of other people are going through the exact same situations that I'm talking about in my music. And yeah, that's really where I'm at with it.
Yeah, tell us one of your most emotionally strung records off your album.
I gotta say, the song called "Fuck Out My Face." Literally, I'm surprised I got that off on Spotify. They let me actually put that.
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Spotify's good.
Yeah. But really, because it was about my ex, about the fact that her mom was racist, and had this perception of me without actually getting to know me. And so a lot of that song, I'm speaking directly to my ex's mom, not even really my ex, and just kind of
deep.
Yeah, and a lot of themes within that song have to do with what I wanted out of that. I wanted to be at the barbecue, chilling with your brother, smoking in the back, your sister chilling with my sister, and we're all vibing together. That's what I wanted, but it obviously didn't end that way. So just themes like that scattered throughout, but obviously we're still getting lit. But it's honestly a mixing pot of different emotions and over the past 4 years.
Well,
yeah.
number one, see, I think that's obviously shitty that happened.
Yeah.
But number two, like, I think that pain creates some of the best music that the human race has ever seen. So would you say that pain is sometimes your fuel?
Oh, I want to say like 75% of the
Yeah, and you get to
time,
express yourself.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of my deeper cuts come out of me not being in the best state emotionally. And I even find it a bit easier to, create, even produce when it's kind of like my outlet in the first place to, express those sorts of feelings outside of talking to other people. Just,
Put them in your songs.
Yeah, put it in my songs. Even just producing music, that something that I do when I'm sad a lot of times, which is kind of messed up to say, but yeah.
No, I totally get it, because I love to sing too, and when I'm on stage, I get to feel the emotions from the song that I wrote. I get to feel it out loud being transferred to an audience.
Exactly,
and that's like a very like liberating, releasing feeling. It's like you're releasing, like, oh, like this happened to me, I didn't like it, but I have a song here and this is the message. And like you kind of sometimes feel the audience absorbing your message, whether it's good or bad.
That's
What
true.
so what's your, like, you as the artist, Val Murk, what is your overall goal when it comes to your music? What's the purpose behind what you want to do? Do you want to touch people? Are you creating a culture? What would you say your ultimate purpose is?
It's honestly all of that. It's definitely touching people with my music, expressing things that are relatable. It's being transparent, and it's kind of like the 8 Mile effect, where he where Eminem he put out all his flaws, put out everything that anyone had against him, so that no one could say nothing. And that honestly is way more relatable than trying to flex something that you're not really living, a different lifestyle. And so definitely connecting with my audience more, growing more as a community. And honestly, over the past year, I found myself not really putting on for my people around me as much as I should, mainly because I didn't know what I had to offer, but I realized that my music and my creative ability is what I have to offer, and
Definitely.
just finding different ways to do as much as I can, for the people around me, This year, I'm not necessarily putting out a project. I kind of want to produce for other people,
Really? Okay.
just around me. And I saw a thing saying that in 2003 the Neptunes produced more than 43% of hits on radio. I kind of want
I believe that.
that's
Pharrell
kind
is
of yeah,
incredible
Pharrell. That's another
musician.
inspiration, by the way. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm shooting for, is to have my sound be universal like that. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was in charge of, like, he was the head director in production and all that for Ariana Grande's album and a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
other albums.
Yeah,
So
he
like,
has a
yeah,
hand
you could
in.
definitely take that, cuz so you mentioned you want to produce for the community around you.
Yeah.
Can you let us know, like, the genres that you're like willing
Mm.
to cultivate with an artist
Oh,
that you're into?
definitely. A lot now. I'm more trying to venture off into electronic, and I feel like there's a wide range where you can go with that. And
Definitely electronic music.
yeah, you know, a lot of people think Vile Murk, oh dark, oh like these hard hitting stuff. But I like, you know, I like stuff like Beautiful by Pharrell, and you know, just the stuff he did
Yeah.
with Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z, that sort of front and sound. And so I'm heading in that sort of dance direction with my production
Okay.
style, and which kind of opens a lot of doors with the people that I'm able to collaborate with.
I
And
think so too.
yeah, and
And
it's
yeah.
the summer, you know. I'm trying to
Yeah, and there's a
trying to
huge
dance.
demand for that. But not even like, even if you know, start doing like a couple of projects with artists here and there for the summer, like say from like June to August, and you guys pump out music all through the fall. I feel like October to November is also a hot time too for music.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
For your aspirations, name us an artist, or name us top 3 artists actually that you'd really want to work with, whether it's producing for them, writing with them, performing with them. Top, like, I mean, like, top major label artists that you would like to work
like
with.
major top.
Yeah,
like,
we're talking big names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheesh. I mean, you know, they say, you know, never meet your idols or anything like that, but you know, forget that. I want to work with Tyler. Tyler's number 1 on my list. Number 2, you know, he's a controversial man these days, but you know, we all got that one song we love by him. You know, Kanye. You know, he's
Of course.
as much as
he's the GOAT.
as he's controversial, he's definitely influential as well.
Oh, he's super influential. Yeah, Kanye
most
for sure.
definitely. Those are the top 2. After that, you know, I gotta go with like Pharrell, or even it's kind of not really within my realm, but sheesh, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
That's also a goat in my eyes.
She's I think one of
Yeah.
the best female rappers
yeah,
ever,
100%.
actually.
Yeah, all time.
Definitely. So that's really good. Would you work with Drake?
Drake, you know, like that's the one thing people.
I mean,
say,
he reps your city, right?
He does rep the city. He does rep the city. But there's that thing where like people are low key afraid to get the Drake feature, because that's kind of like.
Why is that though? I've been hearing about
Yeah,
that.
right?
Why are people kind of like hesitant about the Drake feature?
Because they feel like, or just what the case is that when you get the Drake feature, that's like your biggest song of all time, and
It plateaus from there.
yeah, basically you plateau afterwards.
I've been hearing about that.
You know? But
I don't know. I can think of artists that maybe did a couple of collabs with Drake and then they. But I see there has been a pattern where someone does a feature with Drake and that's it. You'll never hear from them again.
That's really the biggest thing that.
And
that
why
they
do you think that
contribute.
is though? Like, there's
not
so
sure.
many other top artists that people do collabs with. Why do you think that happens? People, I hear conspiracies on the internet that he just steals your flow and then you can never really repeat yourself again.
That's
I don't
also
know.
the thing with the controversial allegations. But honestly,
yeah, I don't believe that. By
yeah.
the way, I'm
And
a big
honestly,
Drizzy fan.
I mess with Drake too. It's honestly, and that's not always the case with you know, collaborating with Drake, but yeah, he just has that effect. What can I say?
Yeah, no, for sure. So what do you have planned for this year, and what can we expect from Val?
Oh, this year we have a lot going on.
Yeah, let us know.
You know, I'm actually doing a lot more live band shows. So like
oh wow,
like
fantastic.
yeah, like the lineups for the shows that I'm getting these days are more rock oriented, and so
No way.
so I got a whole band that we've been the chemistry has just been you know, on the up with us, because we've just been doing a lot of shows as of recently.
Okay.
And yeah, but just really working on the live performance, getting that to be, if you thought you already messed with the Violmark performance, just watch what we do next with that. outside of that, just creating more, honestly, that's something that's never really stopped. And honestly, since I've put out my last project, I feel like I've done more of that. And so just continuing creating and really just heightening everything that I've done already to the next level. I definitely want to sell some merchandise and
for sure, yeah, that all comes with the territory.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely.
And I think you would be good with merch, because you
definitely.
have like a cult like essence, not in a bad way, like a cult like essence, like people vibe to you when you get on stage, and you
Definitely.
sort of command. This is kind of something that Kanye does. Is when Kanye walks into the room, like he commands the room. He is the room.
Right.
You know, as whereas other artists walk into the room. I heard this on like the Jumpers Jump podcast. He was explaining it, that when another artist, like other artists, like I guess Drake, when he walks into the room, he sort of blends with the room and like jumps on the trends. Whereas I see you as the type of artist that makes the trend. So I think that's going to really work for you. And you also mentioned that it's like you're going in, like you're dabbling with the rock stuff, like the rock band.
Right.
Like what do you, when you say the rock, like you're working with a rock band, like guitarist, bassist, drum, like all of these,
Oh,
yeah. Give
just,
us some detail about that.
Yeah, we just added the bassist, but before we were just doing electric guitarist and a drummer, but now we have electric guitarist, drummer, and a bassist.
Okay.
And on top of that, I'm on the sampler doing, what we're doing is we're recreating our songs. Like we're making rock versions of the songs that I already have out that are
That's
hip hop,
so
you know?
sick.
And so what we're doing with the sampler is we're actually involving the original samples of the original songs in the rock version of it. And so I get my little producer thing
That's
off on
so
stage
sick.
too.
I love that.
Yeah, so we're just building with that. We're trying to get auto-tune involved as well, because I got some songs where I'm singing, but I'm not the best singer live. So we're just trying a whole lot of new stuff and really experimenting. It's just, trial and error, to be real.
Yeah, you're definitely like wearing the producer hat, like on a whole. So a couple more questions. Where do you see the future of music going? Like, what direction do you think is taking? Because AI is taking control of a lot of things. Singing is not really. It's more of a novelty now. Not a lot of artists sing anymore. It's all just about clout. So, where do you see the direction of music in the next 25 years?
Sheesh. I want to hope not AI. Like, I want to hope that's not a thing. Like, it's dope, it's dope, but you can't. It's just not organic. It's not.
It's gonna replace a lot of.
Yeah, And I just hope that artists don't use that to be lazy and just do that instead of recording for themselves.
I agree. Good point.
Yeah, I definitely want to try it out,
Me
maybe,
too.
Maybe get a big name on my song or something like that.
You can get AI to, like, apparently there's software out there, obviously, where you could get AI to use your voice to sing any song that's out there. But the thing is, like, it's kind of, I don't know how this works, but like imagine a company doing that and then making money off of your voice.
Yeah, that's when it starts to get scary, especially outside of music, being able to like make voice messages in someone else's voice, and that can get scary,
I think with the Tate thing, Andrew Tate, I think they may have done that with him too, with getting those two girls to say something they didn't, or like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But it's a little bit scary, but I kind of like, I called it, like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I did call it 5 years ago. I was talking to someone that I worked with, a friend of mine, Isaacs. He's a synth player. Wait, what? You did Chromatics? You and Chromatics did a thing together, didn't you?
Yeah, Chromatics and
Isaacs.
Wes.
Yeah, you guys did a music video like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how did I not mention that?
Oh
my
see,
God.
I didn't know that you knew Chromatics. Okay.
Yeah, he's been my friend. Went to the same high school, but we did music together for like many years.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to perform together and stuff. He's doing his solo stuff now. He used to play piano for me.
He's an amazing piano player.
Yeah, amazing. And he used to help me vocally train. Shout out to Chromatics.
Oh, real talk. We have an amazing video coming out soon. I don't even know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe. I'm glad I caught that before before it like just went through my brain. But you and Chromatics did a song together. You guys did a music video, and the 97 Collective. That guy, he did your music video for you. I saw that you guys
Yeah.
were in like a diner
Oh
or
yeah,
something. I saw
yeah.
the BTS.
It was like a old school diner in Mississauga. I
That's
feel
sick.
like they're not really running as like a food place anymore. They use their venue just to shoot videos and rent that space out
Fantastic.
for people. And just the vibes. There's this Childish Gambino video where he's in a diner too.
Sober, I think it's called.
Sober.
Yeah, I think it's called Sober. I think.
He's dancing around. There's that girl. It really it gives off vibes like that. You
Definitely.
know? And it's dope. It's the highest production thing I've ever been a part of. So I'm really amped for that to come
How
out
did
soon.
you and Chromatics get together to do that? How did that collab? How was that collab done?
So we honestly linked through Loud Studios.
Okay.
Where I go to record.
Yeah, yeah.
Chromatics, he's been working pretty closely to my good friend Wes. He runs Loud Studios, but he's also a producer.
Okay.
And so he actually produced the song that we did together.
Last
And,
name?
Sorry?
Wes who?
He just goes by Wes.
Wes. Okay. I know a couple of Wes's.
I guess on Instagram at ok.wes.
Okay. Oh, I know who
okay,
that is.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
aware of who that is.
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. So you're connecting with some really solid artists
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
city. So you guys connected through the Loud Studios.
Yeah,
thing.
through Loud Studios.
And
Shout
he
out Loud
probably
Studios, by the way.
yeah. So he probably liked your vibe, and you liked his vibe, and you guys got together and you started writing.
Yeah, nah, that's exactly how it happened. We actually have a couple things that we've been working on.
Yeah.
But that's the first one that we've shot a video for and plan to roll out type soon.
Yeah, I want to
yeah.
see it. Like, so that's not out yet?
No, that's not out yet.
So when's the release date for that?
I want to say this summer, but there's nothing official, yet.
I'm definitely excited for that because I saw the behind the scenes. I got excited. I saw you, and then I saw Chromatics, aka Isaacs, who we all call him, and like he's a very good friend of mine. He helped me with like my vocals. He helped produce some of my older like EPs. So I have a lot of respect for him. Shout out to Isaacs,
Yeah, shout out
Chromatics.
Chromatics.
Yeah, you're awesome, and I'd like to have you on the podcast as well.
He's super talented. Yeah.
But that's amazing. So that is something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys release that soon, and hopefully you guys can perform together.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope to do a live version.
Definitely. So yeah, I've had a great time talking with you. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Do you want to do like a plug to let the viewers know where to find you, give your social medias, and let them know what to look forward to next from you?
Definitely. Yeah, everywhere possible. Just search Vile Murk, VILEMURK, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Just Vile Murk. And what I have going on, just a lot of new music. Just stay tuned, you know. Yeah, a lot of new shows. You know, I'm gonna be traveling a lot more, doing things in Montreal as well. So just look out. Just look out. And just stay tuned because you will see the baby blue suit and the briefcase.
Yes,
Most definitely.
That's my favorite for sure. So thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys.
The clouds.
Yo, this is Vile Murk. You're listening to The Heat with Keats, and subscribe for more.